Hey guys, hey, Hunter S here. Hey, 5 points. Supertramp. Love Supertramp. 1027. Okay. Local. Better turn that off before I get copyright infringement. You might say I'm crazy. I hang out around where you what? You want this back? Hey, Luke Skywalker, ladies and gentlemen. Hey. Yeah, I don't know if he's your father or not. What do you think? Yeah, my father. Well, I didn't say I was your father. I got a kid or two, but no, sorry, Luke. You're too good looking. Oh, look at that. Oh, Skywalker. Oh. The force is strong with this one. I'll tell you what. Hey, 5 points. Let me talk about that. 5 points. This goes back to Arthurian legend. The 5-pointed star. It's gonna be the 5 core virtues of chivalry: generosity, courage, humility. The 2 other ones. Anyway, 5 points. The 5th point. I want to make 5 points here. Point number 1. Oil. Point number 2. Well, what'd that mean to you? Well, what are we in the Middle East for? Not genocide, nothing like that. We're there for oil. Okay. That is, well, let's go ahead and make the second one. Second part. Organized, religion, that type of thing. Anything that says organized is a business. Okay. Number 3. The third point. Number 3. I'm thinking. Oh, wow. Famine. Starvation. Pharmaceutical drugs. Third point. Alright. Keep you sick. Side effects. So we got oil, organized religion, pharmaceutical drugs, companies, and things like that. Number 4. Ready for number 4? Number 4 is media, newspapers. Let's go ahead and say educational institutions for 4. And number 5. Satan. We'll say Satan. Bad that way. Okay. 4 horsemen of the apocalypse. Okay. You ever heard of them? 4 horsemen of the apocalypse? Ever had it explained to you? What they are? What they represent? Nope. Okay. We'll go digging. Because if I just teach you right here, you're not going to learn. Search. 4 horsemen. Number 5. Death. Who do you serve? Who do you serve? 5 points. Okay. Let's draw a picture. Wow. If I had a blank piece of paper. I'm always filling up the papers. And a pen. Well, let me look around here. All right, just bear with me here. Gonzo, you'd think a writer would carry a pen. But I always had a typewriter. I have a laptop. It's in front of me, but you can't see what I write. So, let's see here. Wow, Money Hall is here. I could probably, let's make a deal, Who carries 2 Supermans in their backpack? Who knows? The Dukes of Hazzard, just a good old boy. Alright, pen. Yeah, Halloween's coming. Wolfman Jack, ladies and gentlemen. Wolfman Jack. Hey, fool, no, think we're doing it now about Wolfman Jack. Alright. Well, hey. The Daily Planet. The Daily Planet. Well, that's the newspaper in that's a newspaper for, what's his name? Superman. Yeah, Clark Kent. Wow. The creature from the Black Lagoon. If you read the first Forrest Gump, you'd know what he and the creature from the Black Lagoon did. If you read the book by Winston Groom, not the movie, has nothing to do with the book. Believe it or not, Forrest was like 6'6" in the book. Tom Hanks is roughly 6 foot nothing. But I like Tom Hanks. That's one of my favorite movies, actually, believe it or not. The book itself I didn't like as much as the movie. That's rare that happened. Robert Zemeckis did a good job. Well, what I was going to say is 5 points. You might not see it or not, but you look at a cross. How many points are there on a cross? 3? 1, 2, 3? No. 4? 1, 2, 3, 4? No. With the intersection, that would be where the heart is the 5th point. Now, every person, when they're born, is strong in 5 virtues or strengths. And they're weak in 5 vices, weaknesses. Now, your weaknesses can become your strengths. and your strengths can become your weaknesses. It depends on who you're feeding and who you're serving. So, who do you serve? The real Hunter S. Thompson, I don't believe believed in God. I'm not sure. I would like to know that. Based on reading some of his materials, I got the impression that he was an agnostic, actually. But at any rate, Hunter S. here. Now, who do you serve? If I was to ask Jason who he serves, let's just ask him now. Who do I serve? Well, since 2008, I have served a higher power, and I would say that's God, Jesus, whatever you'd like to say that way. Love. I've tried my best to spread the message, and whatever is laid on my heart, I share with others. When I used to bag groceries for Ed Moore, all the time I was telling people what God was doing for me and a positive outlook that way. And all the time I was dealing with people, oftentimes that went to church in the area. And every time I would say, "You want to hear my good news?" They would say, "Sure." And I would say, "I'm living for him now. I'm working for the man upstairs." And they said, "Ed Moore?" And I said, "No, Jesus Christ." "Oh, wow, that's great, great. Where do you go to church?" And I would say, "Right here, right now." And they would say, "What?" "I go over here to such and such. Why don't you come here on Sunday? We have 2 services." "Okay, well, I've been in your church before," I would tell them, "and I'm not going back because I've been there." "Why would you not come back?" I say, "Well, because I don't think Jesus would plop down in the same pew week after week. He would be out there working, and not just on a Sunday, not just on a Wednesday, but every day. He lives his life that way. Now, am I perfect? No, not at all. Have I made mistakes in my life? Yes, I've made mistakes. I have had surprises just like everyone else that way. I'm not perfect. I don't claim to be perfect. But I'm going to follow the path and try to work for him or her or whatever you want to think God is as much as possible." And what happened is those people in churches that I was talking to, they try to suck your energy from you. They say, "Well, you're on fire for Jesus now, but that's going to get doused." And that puzzled me. I didn't get it doused either. After 6 years now, I'm still fighting, still working. So good luck with that. But they do. I've seen them suck the energy out of a person before. When I worked in Gray at the Food City there was this kid named Aaron, and he would say, "Bless you." And he got pulled into an office, and they said, "You can't bless people. You can't say that. Just tell them to have a nice day." And he was so troubled. He was ready to quit. And he came out there and he was talking to me. And I said, "Hey, First Amendment, just keep blessing them. If someone sneezes, you're not going to say Gesundheit, are you? Just bless them. And if they have a problem with that, when they do that again, come get me. You have freedom of speech. They can't control what you say. If you spoke French, could they tell you not to speak French anymore? It's who you are. If you're a Christian, you're going to spread the word. If you're a real follower of God, you're going to share the message wherever you are. You're not going to limit it to Sundays. And that's what some businesses want. They want you to resign yourself to those Sundays, and they've got their hearts in the wrong place. They're all after the money. They don't want to offend anybody. They don't want to lose one customer over some disagreement. And that was the strength of working for Ed Moore. He let me work, real work. And I miss that guy. I miss that kind of person. And, to be honest with you, I'm actually writing full-time right now, but I need a job, I've needed an actual job for a while. I've applied for jobs, but because of my hands, where I got my hands burned up in the Army, I can't do, factory work. I don't know if you've ever seen my hands before, but they're burned up. There's a chemical burn on my hands from Fort McClellan, Alabama. It's a phosphorescent acid that ate off my skin. I had these gloves on, and this water got in under it and had all that acid in it, and it ate away the skin. When I pulled the gloves off, literally the skin just fell right off my hands. And my left hand used to be the bad one. And I was nervous as a kid, so I went in the Army, and I had the quick, chewed down my fingernails and stuff like that. So that's what it did. That acid worked in that and just ripped my skin right off. And for treatment, the VAs always said, "Oh, it's dermatitis, it's a skin condition, it's psoriasis, it's hereditary." I said, "No, it's not. I got burnt. I can show you my medical record." They don't even want to see it. They don't even care. They send me to a dermatologist that gives me medicine that doesn't do anything. if they had fixed this in 1993 and late 1992 when it happened, they'd fixed it with skin grafts, and I would have good hands now. But I don't. So it limits me what kind of job I can do. So I write. Now, when I worked doing a biography on Burkett, he would talk and I would write, handwrite. I didn't have a video recording system like this. And sometimes my hands were cracked and bleeding and bloody, and I couldn't even hold a pen. But I knew I needed to write down what Burkett was saying, so I just panned through it. And I ended up writing 3 books with him in them, and I'm so proud of those books, and I'm so glad that I worked through that pain. But right now, this time of year especially, my thumb cracks here and it bleeds, or here and it bleeds, and sometimes it's like it's cracked but it won't bleed, and it hurts. The government, oh well, good luck with that, right? Yeah, a lot of Vietnam veterans and Gulf War veterans and veterans that are returning now are getting shafted. See if that makes the paper. It won't. You know, Brian Stan with Wounded Warriors could fill you in on how those people are treated, and that's why he started the Wounded Warriors Project. But yeah, I'm just talking here, but almost a 12-minute video, and you know, you might not want to hear any of this, but Hunter asked me to answer a question, and I thought I gave you an okay answer. I don't know. I probably didn't even answer the question. But anyway, I promise I'm not fed up. I'm a little bit tired. You know, I ended up having to file a claim with the Better Business Bureau on the Kingsport Times newspaper on the coverage that they've done on the state representative thing, because they haven't covered infield at all, and they haven't covered me at all. And so I did that. And you know, you can write in me for state representative still. You can vote for Infield or Hulsey. Personally, I don't think either of them are a good choice. I haven't actually met Infield yet. I've talked to him on the phone. But I have a feeling with him owning a business and putting in 50 hours a week that he would not dedicate the time to this position that he should be dedicating it to. A $30,000 a year job is a full-time job, at least to me. So most money I've ever made in a year was about $35,000 in a year. And that was doing delivery work for Best Buy, and that was because I got a lot of overtime. But yeah, I'll tell you my Best Buy story sometime. See if you shop there again. So anyway, I'm not attacking the corporations, but that is part of the problem. You know, the Times News always talks about area business, local business, but they don't focus on the little guy. They focus on these chains. And Krispy Kreme, as good as it is, and Seavers, as good as it is, there's local out there that is just as good or better. So, oh well. Anyway, I think we've been hijacked, guys. Thanks for tuning in. 5 core virtues of chivalry there. Captain America, we love you. Captain America, you're grand. Old Spiro Agnew, eat your heart out. Captain America's our man.